right, welcome everybody. My name is Peter Sigurdsson. I'm going to be your instructor in our class starting this Thursday, AML 3304, which is building and releasing software. In this course, we don't focus so much on the activity of programming. We focus on the methodology of how we design and build software applications. Now, those of you without prior IT experience may not sort of really get what the distinction is, but as an individual contributor on a programming team, especially in your first job, your team lead is going to give you a specification for some algorithms. You're going to write the code, and then the test team is going to test it, and then you're going to loop around till it's working properly. However, in the Canadian workplace and pretty much all over the world in terms of IT, it is not like in school, meaning that you're going to be working on a team with hundreds of contributors, and there's going to be a big amount of project management work required to get everybody's code checked into the repository properly. That's one of the things we're going to be working on here. Right, so I'm sure you've had some exposure to GitHub. We're going to see how we work with GitHub, and then how we work with something called Get Actions, and then we're going to build up to something called continuous integration and continuous delivery. There's a lot going on there, and that's actually going to be our first class, so I'm just giving you a little bit of a preview of it here. But I'd like you to read these references, which I've posted over there in your announcements. So things like what does unified process mean? Unified process is a software design and build methodology. It works very well with continuous integration, continuous delivery. We're going to see how in the old days, team members would commit their code to Git, and then once a day, a build release engineer, that was my job at IBM for a while, would run some scripts using Maven or Groovy or other scripting languages to take all of the code and compile it, and then if there's a compile failure, they would fix it till we have a sprint that's ready to ship out to the testers. And these days, we're moving more to something called continuous integration, which means that we're going to hook up Get Actions. So every time a team member commits to Git, a build process is going to run, and then a server called Jenkins, and you actually have some information about Jenkins here. I'd like you to go and do a pre-read on it so you're familiar with it. Actually, your stuff on Jenkins, I think, is in the Student Learning Materials directory. Yeah, so go and take a quick scan through all of these things. So our course is going to touch on a number of topics, right? How do we build software? How do we test software? How do we design software? And the purpose of this course is to train you for the kind of job which many new graduates do go into, which is a DevOps role, right? A junior DevOps development operations specialist role. So anyway, take a look at the stuff. If you have any questions or concerns, send me an email. Meanwhile, we'll see everybody in class on Thursday. Oh, another thing I want you to look at is this, which is the difference between the monolith, which is model view controller, which is the sort of traditional desktop architecture you've probably been exposed to in your other classes. And now a lot of the new stuff, such as you'll be working with at work, is service-oriented architecture. And why service-oriented architecture is important to us in CI/CD, well, watch my video and you'll find out. Anyway, this is going to be a pretty busy course, so you're going to have to keep on top of the work, right? Keep ahead of the curve. I'll send you out pre-reading material for each class. And if you follow that, right, you don't have to deeply study it, but if you just look at it a little bit to make yourself familiar with it, you're going to get ahead much faster. And this is an amazingly interesting course, right? I love this course because it gives me a chance to share with you my many years of experience actually working in designing and building software. And also we have two aspects, right? We're going to see how unified process couples together the technical aspects of software engineering, which is agile, which is UML. It couples that together with the business concerns, which is project management. Because at work, unlike at school, a lot of students graduate and they think they're pretty good because they can write a program, but then they get to work and they all of a sudden feel very overwhelmed because people are talking about work breakdown structures and risk control documents and other project management concerns. And so we're also going to give you an exposure here to the fact that writing software at work is actually a business, right? It's a business activity. So all the things that relate to any business activity, which is project management, we have to get that going in software, and we're going to see how Unified Process does that. It gives us the tooling to do that. Anyway, take a look at this stuff, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye.
Hey you! Are you enjoying these videos? Then I have a loose suggestion for you. Why don't you like it? Comment and hit the subscribe button. In fact, even if you didn't like this video, I strongly suggest that you do it. It's not a threat. I'm not pressuring you. You just have to do it.